Oops. Didn't mean to close that. There we go. Okay, looks good. I think we are up and running. This background. There we go. So it's not Monday, but I am streaming. Sorry for the delaying both the Monday and then the postponed Tuesday stream. But it is spring break at work, so I have time to stream on a Wednesday. So I've been working on Fallen Watch, or Fallen Pass. So as you can see here, started building up some elevation. This probably is going to need to get adjusted, because I think I was in the middle of that when I stopped. But now as you're kind of walking up through these, I don't know, crags or whatever you want to call them, you're progressing upwards for the most part. Some of them, like I said, need to be adjusted still. And need to do some of those little kind of extruded bits here and there for elevation change. And then into this area, which I really should have open up concepts. Hold a second. I need to snag a couple of these that Nicodemus posted yesterday. And I forgot to grab out of Slack. There we go. But yeah, I need to start doing some more stuff over here, because there is a kind of ruin over here. And I need to start doing the beach stuff as well. So probably do the beach before I worry about doing the caverns and stuff. And then I need to start tying in what's going on in Fallen Watch into here. So I'll need to kind of figure out how I'm going to go about doing that. But I've slowly started in this area a little bit. Started shaping some of the mountainsides. Some of this still needs a lot more work, but right now it's still very boxy. Scale my windows. Hey Chaz, how's it going? Good yourself? I'm doing well. I cannot complain. Cannot complain at all. You know what, I do need to... I just updated the terrain again. So one thing I ended up doing is... I'm going to have to re-subdivide the Shaded Dunes terrain. So the Shaded Dunes terrain I realized I had forgotten to export out the ocean floor. So that is now exported out. I have to update Shaded Dunes again. I'm glad I didn't spend the time vertex, like, really getting into the vertex painting. Because I'm going to have to do it all over again. Yeah, so I attached that to it. So that now won't have a weird seam or anything like that. And then I extended it this way because it will transition into that. And then I need to get the other stuff kind of working over there. But I'm going to end up having to take that and then break it up. So like the Shaded Dunes version will have much lower resolution on, you know, that side. And then the version from over here will have a much lower resolution version. I don't know if we'll ever see from up here. Let's see what happens in Fallen Watch. But I'll have to drop the resolution on that one. Gorebound, thank you for the follow. All right. Let's get back to work. So, just kind of defining this space right now. Hey, Quixana, how's it going? Got that bird to see it looks like. Not too shabby. How's your week going? It's going well. Can't complain. Well, I guess I could. The one thing I could complain with is my car broke down. But other than that, everything's been fine. Still waiting on a call from my mechanic. But other than that, I am on spring break from work. So, been able to kind of get some stuff done around the apartment that I've been wanting to get done, and been able to do some M&M work. I did not get to stream yesterday because I was running behind, but other than that, hey Judy. It looked like it might be the control arm or tie rod, I think more specifically, broke, but it didn't look like from what I could see. Granted, I didn't climb under my car because it was cold that day to really get a good look. It looked like just a bolt in it had popped off. It didn't look like the actual tie rod itself had snapped. But thankfully it happened like as I was pulling in. So it didn't yeah. I wasn't like stranded anywhere. Hey, the Sleepy Druid, welcome to chat. Oh, itchy nose. But why is my there we go. And then my mechanic is like super close to me. So when I cut my toe through my insurance, the guy's like, "Oh, do you really only need to go like a quarter of a mile?" And I was like, "Yep." Like I would drive it there myself, but pretty sure I'd get about 10 feet and my wheel would fall off. Hey, Brewhammer, how's it going? Yeah, car troubles are never fun. Could have been worse though. Like I said, wasn't like stuck on the side of a road. I've been I have been broken down on the side of a highway way more times than I would like to admit in my past. Oh, Hebrew Hammer, thank you so much for the sub. Appreciate it. Let's see, you're at 5 months. That's awesome. Good day. Hey, Golo. It's also nice the weather here is finally starting to be spring-like, so at some point soon I need to start going on some hikes again. It's getting towards mushroom season, although it's probably like a month or two off. I think it's more like late April, May here, but some of these up and down so they're not all at the same. The problem is sometimes Pro Builder really hates selecting vertices. Just trying to break up some of the less organic lines. Anybody up to anything fun this week? There we go. Added an acrylic painting class last night. Oh, that's fun. I haven't done acrylic or oil paints in years. I think I threw most of my painting stuff out when I moved back to the Cleveland area. But most of, like, the paints and stuff were, like, dried up at that point. It had been years already since I had touched it. And that was actually quite some time ago. But definitely was fun. Yeah, it was interesting. I'm used to painting models, Warhammer, Battletech, etc. I was surprised at the consistency and the potency of real paints. That is something I've always wanted to get into. My son's, my oldest son, was starting to get into Warhammer a little bit, but he didn't get super far with the painting. But who knows, maybe he'll pick it back up. It was definitely something I wanted to do in high school. Oh, but I was too poor to get into Warhammer stuff at that point. I could barely afford my skateboards for skateboarding. And yeah, Warhammer is pricey. Playing Warhammer since the 90s. Which is the amount about total maybe 8 games in 30 years. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine it's hard to get a game together too, because there's probably not a ton. Unless you're, like, you know, going up to your local, like, card shop or whatever. I used to go up to the, or one of the local card shops that had, like, a internet cafe type thing in it back in the day. It's still around, but the internet cafe does not exist in it anymore. But I used to go there and play, like, Counter-Strike and EQ and Diablo and Battlefield 1942, and because the computers they had in it were so much better than the potatoes me and my friends had at home. And it was cool. One of the, I don't know if he was an owner. He he was like an employee. I think he was kind of like the guy who just watched. He made sure no one was doing anything bad to the computers. But most of the time he was just sitting there playing EverQuest. But he was in Township Rebellion, so he was always like showing us the new like bleeding edge loots at the time. And then we're all like, oh my god. We'll never be able to get that stuff. Little did we know. Numbers just keep growing. Sure is. I had to split a new starter box with a friend just for some models, man. And it was 125 USD for 20 models. It ain't cheap. Yeah. I can't remember how much. It's been about a year, maybe a little longer, since I bought stuff for my son. I think I bought him a starter set for his birthday, and then got him like a small vehicle set for that Christmas. And that wasn't this past Christmas, so it was, yeah, a little over a year ago. But he hasn't finished like painting them and stuff. So I'm like, well, when you finish painting them, I'll get you more. But you gotta show the commitment before I just keep spending crazy amounts of money on miniatures. Right now, all these textures and stuff are just super temporary. They're just to kind of have something on there. Eventually, we'll set up some vertex painting in here once it's kind of at that phase, but it's not right now. All right. I used to play Magic at a local shop multiple times per week. It always seemed like Warhammer crowd had a hard time getting games in. Yeah, I can still see it. Because what you need to even have like a complete army, isn't it like 2,000 point army or something like that? It depends on the edition. Hey John, how's it going? Hey Talent. $500 for a base army. It's crazy. For like a entry point. Alright, so there should be some like little rocks and stuff in here, but I don't know. I think I might wait and do those in Maya. For the most part. yeah, like these rocks and stuff I might do. I need to figure out, I need to talk to Sean and Nicodemus to make sure that the skull is actually something that's supposed to be in here. And I want to talk, because it sounds like these watchtowers are guarded by the same ogres that are in Vale of Zentar. So if that is the case, I need to make sure, I need to double check and see if these watchtowers are supposed to be the same architectural as the ones that Simon has in Vale of Zentar. Not Vale of Zentar, sorry. Sungreet. So if that is the case, I need to grab those models, bring them in here, and make any edits to make them work with the geo. This one I might end up moving. Be over here. I don't know. We'll see. This is map Nicodemus made. So, some of it is accurate. And then I have a feeling like some of these ruins and stuff like that are going to end up changing, somewhat. But... And then this, like the tower and stuff like that, doesn't reflect what is going on in the actual Fallen Watch zone. So, I'll have to make some edits to kind of merge the two together and make them one cohesive zone. Or not, well, two cohesive zones, I guess. Let's see. So yeah, I think I'm done with this area for now. Like I said, it does need some more bits and stuff like that, but I want to double check before. And then some of the stuff, like if there are bones, I'll need to just make some bones. But that's something that'll be better as a Maya model than a Pro Builder model. And then I'll need to figure out like what's going on inside this. I just kind of made the mouth of this cave system. I kind of almost want to make a big cave system, like a windy cave system that maybe links up down here. So maybe there's, you know, the way to get over here that was originally intended, but then maybe there's a slightly more dangerous route to get through. Hey Dragon, how's it going? Do it, we won't tell anyone. think that's what I'll probably end up doing is make this some kind of winding path. And then maybe tuck it behind something a little bit so it's not necessarily like something you can immediately see. So maybe like this. Kind of jet out a little bit more, and then it'll hide the entrance visually, or like line of sight for the entrance, something like that. We shall see when I get there. Okay, let's save. I'm gonna double check that this is going to update correctly now that I made a fix. Where the hell am I? There. I was having issues with... Okay, it's detecting it correctly. I was having issues doing it a different way, where the nav mesh was not baking to the ground correctly. Now it is. Yay. Okay. I'm going to inevitably forget that I just did that. And turned off the ability to see that. So when I'm like, why can't I see the nav mesh later? You guys can remind me. Okay, so eventually this area is going to have a crumbled wall here. Like, there's going to be a bunch of built-up stuff. And I need to build up this side of the ridge eventually. I'm holding off on that just so I have more to work with from the other zone before I had to make a ton of corrections. So let's turn the water back on for a minute. Did I? That's an interesting issue. Oh yeah, this is from the old waterfall from the original zone. So almost have to drop down twice as far as I thought I did. I thought it was going to be more like here. this, because unfortunately... Alt-click the edge loop, LOL. That does not work on this edge in Pro Builder. I really wish it did. Because it's a seam, it is going to select all of the seam, or not the seam, the edge. It would, so like it would select all the way up here and all of this, and I don't want it to. Unfortunately, it's not. Not gonna make my life easy. But normally, yeah, I can just double click on it. Like if I wanted this edge loop, I could double click it and be fine. But gotta do it the slow and methodical way right now, unfortunately. Feel free. Eh. It is what it is. Oh, I'm almost done selecting the stuff anyways. There we go. And we'll bring this down to our water level. So I only have to do that once. Oops, sorry, wrong hotkey. Let's have this sound back up. Actually, let's do it this way. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, where do I want this edge loop to end? I'll have it end right here. Sorry, I keep hitting the wrong hotkey. I'm really good at doing that. Whoa. Sure how I jumped to that edge, but cool. So early in the morning for streaming. I was gonna sleep in a little bit this morning, but the maintenance guys are painting something or doing something. I think they're still out there. Yeah, they're still out there. And my window's open because it was beautiful weather, and they were out there like feet away from my windows, like arguing about politics or something like that. It was like, well, I guess I'm not sleeping in because they're being very loud and waking me up. Him swing swifter, the light burns. All right. Just make sure I'm not grabbing anything I don't want. Let's all of this isn't necessary. This is just leftover from the extrusion. And I kept forgetting to delete it. Alright, so that should be good. Should now be able to space this one down. I'm just trying to even out some of these edge loops. Some of these were just thrown in as I was messing with certain, like, other parts. Come on, deselect. Just want to make sure I'm not messing up this, which I would have been. Hey Fabrizio, how's it going? Okay, let's go fix that area over here. Sorry, there's like a window flying around on the other side of my window. Or a ladder flying around on the other side of my window. It's super distracting. See this going back and forth across on my peripheral. What zone am I working on? Or what zone, what M&M zone are you painting today? I am working on Fallen Pass, like the Sleepy Druid said. So, still kind of doing the initial blockout work in some of the areas. I did a little bit of refining in a couple spots, but not a ton. Sure, I have it. Down there. Run an edge loop or two down this. The thing I wish Pro Builder let you do is snap vertices to vertices that are on the same mesh, because I don't know who thought only letting you snap to vertices of a different mesh was how that should function. want... I don't know. Let's run around in here a little bit. By the way, I think Sean is supposed to start streaming again this week. I don't know if he was altering his stream days. If anybody sees him go live, just let me know and we can raid his channel. But I think he's supposed to start streaming again this week. And like I said, I don't remember if he was modding his stream schedule or not. Cool. My collision works now. Yay. For anybody who's newer to the project or newer to the streams, I currently have like GM speed on, so that's why I'm running so fast. Ooh, there is a big old hole right there. We'll have to fix that. I almost fell through the world. Oh, there's another one. So we got 2 holes. Let's double check. I had closed those last night, but I had to update the model. So that's probably how they reopened. Let's just double check. None of the other ones were reopened. I think we're good. You know the protocol for OpenGeo? Fill it with gnomes. Actually, you missed it, John. I was raiding... Was it last week? 2 weeks ago? Oh, it had been 2 weeks ago. And we were questioning if we fell in a pit, if we'd die or not. And someone recommended throwing gnomes in to test. And I thought you would have approved. Scale's feeling pretty good. This, I think, needs to get refined a little bit better, but... Hey Liz, how's it going? Yeah, a lot of these right now are just super straight. They haven't been treated to make them feel like rock. Besides throwing broken textures on them. Is Fallen Pass a huge zone? How many adjacent zones? Here, I can share the map. It's not super secret or anything like that. It's been shown a couple times. So, Shaded Dunes is over here. And then you used to be able to traverse from Shaded Dunes directly into Vale of Zentar. So the map actually has been modified slightly from what you guys are seeing as the map. Let me... Pretty sure this character has day blindness. That's why everything's so blurry. So the original Geo from Shaded Dunes curved. So it did like a slight S curve. So you'd come up in from Shaded Dunes, and then it would curve back this way, and then Vale of Zentar, you would have started on the other end. So you would have hit about a zone line, I think somewhere around here. And then, you know, you would have popped out in Vale of Zentar over there. So I modified that slightly to work with the Geo, so there'd be just less work. So instead of having that S curve, this kind of makes like a C shape, I guess. Yeah, so I modified that, and I moved the ramp up further to the west so that there's a like definitive zone line. So like we can easily be like, okay, right here to here is our zone line, where if it had been over here, because we wanted you to be able to pick if you're going down to this Desolation of Sword and Scale area or up onto this ramp within the zone. If the zone line was like right here, if you walked into here, you'd be just in this part of the zone. And you'd have to zone back out and then zone back in. Like that just doesn't feel like great gameplay. So, or if you'd fallen down into here, you'd have to zone back out, zone back in, to get back up. Like I said, I might have some kind of winding path that goes and links up down here to here. I'll have to play around with that. But, moving that gives us like an actual zone line, and you can traverse between those routes within the zone. But this will go up to Vale of Zentar now. So you just have to go through Fallen Pass, where originally Fallen Pass was entered through a dragon head down here. I think the idea is that the dragon head is still going to be there, but it's a zone out from Fallen Watch, I believe is what the new idea is. I may be mistaken. I need to double check with that at some point. But yeah. So, and then Fallen Watch will have its own zone in somewhere in this region. And yeah, it'll zone into here. Depending on what we do with Fallen Watch, you might be able to zone back into multiple areas from here and potentially Shaded Dunes, but we'll have to see how that zone comes together in terms of geo. And then you can also zone in to Shaded Dunes from here, and you can zone into Vale of Zentar along the beach line there. Yeah. Or, oh, nice. Yeah, Vale of Zentar, was so empty for obvious reasons during the test. That zone was huge. Yes, it was. At one point, I think we threw it in at a ridiculous scale just to see how the tech would hold up with something that large. We're scaling it down. Hold on a second. Maybe not the best way to open it. Hold on. Hold on. Come on, computer, stop being stupid. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to show you guys stuff in Slack without, like, opening Slack. Or having you guys see Slack. Ah! No. No, no, no. Oh, hold on. Yeah. Okay. There we go. So that's a quick view of what Veil of Zentar will eventually end up being. So you guys got a quick glimpse of what that'll end up being, and then we'll have to line the two up. Have I seen the new Sandstorm? Yes, I have. I haven't messed around with the particle system yet, but I have seen the new Sandstorm. I think there's some issues with it. It might be additive or something like that. That we'll have to fix so it works better with lighting. Although I need to fix the snow, because the snow, right now they're the sprites that I think a lot of our particle systems are using a unlit particle like material. So I think I'll have to make a lit particle for some of these effects so that they can actually take like environment lighting into account. Okay, so where am I? Where do I want to put? I'm gonna leave my character over here. But I wanna... Alright, pop back out and we'll start working on it again. Did I miss any? I see. Thought my character wasn't moving while I was traversing that zone. Yeah, it is really long. I've had that same effect where it feels like you're just on like a giant, like sand treadmill. You're just like, am I moving? Yeah, so it's definitely... even before it was put into the zones were put into the test, it was something that was going to get scaled back. Falcon Path. Yes, I almost opened up Fallen Watch and gave you guys a sneak peek. Almost. At one point, I thought maybe I was running against an invisible wall. The Sandstorm looks really cool. I can't wait. For the same tech to built with snowstorms, whiteout conditions, winds so strong a normal torch will be snuffed out. That could actually be a cool mechanic. Okay. I really shouldn't be worrying about. Why is it so foggy in here? Is it just because I'm lower? It's probably just I'm lower in the I don't know, it feels like the fog has been adjusted. Maybe I'm crazy. Alright. How do I want to do this? So I've got that. I don't have shore going this way, but I can link stuff up there later. That won't be a big issue. Grab a new shape. And find some flat ground. Nope, that is not the shape I wanted. Nor is that. Oh my god, I closed all of those. Damn it. There we go. That's what I get for showing you guys stuff. So here we'll turn our map back on. What? Hold on. Let's turn off our water. Did I delete the map like an idiot? I thought I turned it off. Layout. Oh, I turned off the mesh renderer. Ha! I'm like, oh no! I had it scaled in there so that I could do this. Trying to figure out how I really want to handle this. Do I want to actually sculpt this that way? I should probably just do it normally. Oops. Those look about the same scale. Okay. It's doing nothing. Right now I don't have enough geo to actually get the perfect shape, but I'm going to kind of just rough it in first. Does this go? Still a little bit of beach there. One of the things I wish we had had this, these maps when I was doing the shaded dunes terrain with the terrain, because I would just have done all of this, both of these zones with the terrain, and everything would have been much easier to break up and stuff like that. But because I already have those terrain meshes, I do not want to rebuild them. Oops, sorry guys. Oh hey Goblin, how's it going? That's so fucking cool. Nicodemus' sketches truly provide a map to follow. What's up? It's an interesting process you got going on. Yeah, part of the process, like I said, is not quite how I would have done it initially, because this terrain over here was started as Unity terrain and then exported out as a mesh. And then I had to remove some areas. Had we had this map initially, I probably would have just built this in Shaded Dunes and then converted it over into Fallen Pass. But because I already had this, I started it differently. But for future zones, we already have maps for zones we haven't even got to yet. They won't be an issue. Like anything that needs to line up with something else, we'll know more so ahead of time. Because like I said before, this change right here was initially, it was initially done because Fallen Pass was going to be kind of like its own self-contained thing. There's more flow into this zone from Shaded Dunes and Vale of Zentar than there initially was originally going to be when I started building out this block out. So changes in the zone design also led to some changes in what would have been the optimal way of doing this. But right now I'm just kind of blocking in where this terrain is going to be, and then I'm just going to subdivide it. Turn our water back on. Oops. Grab that plane and this. And just move these down until... Not super worried about this right now. Just trying to get a generic kind of sure feel to it. Some of this I'm going to make feel softer once I bring it into Maya to clean it up and link it up with the other terrain. So I can just use like a softened brush to clean up some of this stuff. And honestly, I probably don't even need the edge loop. It's probably going to be further than the Geo actually lets you go. So let me just remove that one. It should be alright. Is this where the funky tunic drops? You'll have to adventure and figure that out. Hold on, let me move these splines. Ooh, that's a lot of splines. Can I just move it like this? That'd be sweet if I could. Probably not. That'd be too easy. Oh, I can. Awesome. That would be sweet if it wasn't all the way over there. Come on, let me select you again. I just selected you. Oh, it jump modes on me. Awesome. Ooh, why is this spline? I will admit my knowledge of splines with Unity is very, very limited. So this should be a fun, amusing watch for everybody as I struggle. How did John twist this? I don't know what is twisting this. Oh, it's just the angle of it? Okay. Weird. We're learning, everybody. And by we're, I mean I am. Again, I haven't really used splines a lot in Unity. Unreal I have. Not so much with Unity. Real fun guy. Hey, White Bandit. Oh, okay. I just bring this all the way to the end. So we're going to need multiple splines in between these, but... Or not splines, spline points to be technically accurate. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but they're like sawzawing through something out there right now. If you can, I apologize. All right, good. Because it's like the whole like side of my room is vibrating as they're sawing through whatever they're sawing through. I can't hear it, but it usually feels like they're going through the soft, gooey tissue of my brain. Yeah, that's kind of how it feels for me right now. It's like, well, I mean, granted, they turned it off, but it's kind of... one of those, like, annoying, like, oh, I really hope you guys don't all hear that, too. type of, situations. Hey, we have water in here. Granted, we don't have water volumes in here right now. But we have water effects. Don't worry, it comes through on stream sounding uncontrollable. Computer is getting sluggish. I probably need to start breaking this mesh up a little bit more. Could also just be that I'm streaming and stuff, but this mesh is probably also at that stage. Where pro builders like, hey, this is getting too complex for me. I think eventually I'm gonna have to build a better waterfall system. The trick will be getting it to look as good as the crest stuff does with the material. But like crest dynamically like scales, so we run into the issue like this where you can clearly see it LODing as you get further away from it. Where if I have that as a mesh, like an effect, I think it'll work better. But for now, that's good. It's a future problem to deal with. Layers and layers of flow like the lava. Yep. I mean, this, you know, the material itself here has layers and stuff to it. Damn. It's just doing it there, wasn't it? Yep. Yeah. See how, like, if I get to a certain spot, if I can find it right there, you can see the LODing. It's only negative using these splines. Is at times it really likes to down-res on the edges, and then all of a sudden you can see the edge. See, I'm trying to catch if I can see it doing it anywhere else. Oh, wow, I totally missed that right there. That one was just me straight up missing it. That's doing it right there. All right. Suppose. Actually, I can just delete that. I could get this water volume started. I will probably need to edit it in the future. But for now, let's do a real quick large one. The reason being right now, anybody who runs in here is going to fall in and falls into there is going to be trapped. There's going to be no way out. So even if I put this like really overblown, not scaled very well one, it'll be fine. The problem is going to be if I start making this tunnel area, like you're going to end up walking into water. You're not going to see water, and all of a sudden you're going to be drowning. So that will need to be fixed in the future, but for now, not that big of an issue. No secret cave behind the waterfall, huh? What is this? You're like, you're getting ahead of me. Like that's part of the reason why I made this little area over here. It's gonna try to tuck something back in here. The problem again being the way that this handles it. It right now also causes this, which we don't want. So actually getting like a legit waterfall effect is gonna make this work better. So like, yeah, this would just have a panning texture going down it. And lands there. You're just teasing? Nope. That was legit. Because if you look over here, this stops. I continued the path there, so there could be something tucked behind the waterfall. But that was actually planned. I'm not sure exactly what's going to be back there right yet, but I do want to do something back there. Really fun to watch while I work. Awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Guy just ran by my window wearing like a bright neon suit. I was like, what the heck's going on? Yeah. Water volume looks a little high. Let's try that again. Oh, I need to take this phone call. I will be right back. Hello? Hey, how's it going? I'm doing well. Hey guys, I'm back. Oh, yeah, I realized I'd muted the wrong, the wrong, the wrong mic. All right, there we go. All right, so I'm going to finish this up, and then I'm gonna go pick up my car. Because it's done. Yep, I saved. When I jump into game, I have to save before I can do that. So the more frequently I go in the game, the better it ends up actually being. For remembering to save, anyways. Looks like another 25. You know what? It looks like I don't have consistent water height. Okay. Ah! Let's go back into our splines. Y is up. Yeah, they're not consistent. So I'm just going to paste this in all of those. Save, and we'll see how that looks. So now at least it should be either consistently correct or consistently not correct. Because I noticed as I was going, like I was floating above, and then there was like one spot where I was dipping below, and I was like, those have to be slightly off. But I think the original river that it followed was snaking downwards, so it makes more sense. That looks right. The blend distance, though, is not, because my camera is blending before it should. And you can get out. Yay! This should fix the blending. Let's see. Okay. Hooray! So the reason I was doing that before is because it was based on the camera. Um, so if the camera was within a distance of 1, which I believe ends up being 100 units or 1 meter, you know, so anywhere from like here to the water level, it would start that transition between the water and being underwater. So maybe like 2.5. Let's try 2.5. Close. We're almost there. Good. I'm gonna fly on. Like, why am I not in the air? Oh, it helps if you type the word correctly too. So it's probably like you have to play around with the like the height of this in areas. Make it feel a little bit more beachy. Make it feel like there's some, you know, build up along the edges and stuff like that, and that there's more of a taper towards the ocean or the sea. But in terms of scale, this feels fine. Oop, what am I running into? is that? That's weird. I will... Yeah, so eventually there's going to be a stairwell. I think it was back here, actually. It's going to be where the stair... There's going to be stairs going up. To that temple or ruin. Is it a temple? I think it's just a ruin shrine. It's a ruined shrine. That's what it is. Yeah, so it'll be like right here, running up this. So you'll be able to cut in and come out somewhere around here. I believe you're actually on. Let me double check before I start. No, you're not gonna. So yeah, these are some more Nicodemus sketches. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is making this. Oh, maybe no, that is how it is. Okay, never mind. I was reading it wrong in my head. So yeah, you'd end up on top of this broken structure, and then he's worked on some stuff for the interior as well. Or no, is it on top? Hold on. Maybe it's not. I may have to talk to him and see what he was thinking. Is there a way on top of it? I don't know if there is. Oh yeah, there is. Never mind. We're good. I'm overthinking things. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I am going to wrap up the stream here and get dressed and go walk up and grab my car. I hope everyone had some fun today. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave him over here. Let me do a couple real quick. Things before. Make sure that is static. It is default. And we will bake our nav mesh one more time real quick. And I will make it so I can see said nav mesh. Cool. Looks good. All right. Ooh, excuse me. Let me save, and then I'm gonna wrap up my stream and go grab my car. Thank you everyone for hanging out with me today. If you are new to the project and are not aware of what we're doing, we're making an indie MMO RPG titled Monsters and Memories, very influenced by the kind of classic first generation of MMOs. That is our website. That is our Discord. Feel free to hop in there and ask us any questions. All the developers are in there. There's also 3,800 of you? Or no, not 38, 68. Let me double check. I haven't looked in a week or so. Yeah, just under. Or no, just over 6,800. That's awesome. And then what else we got here? This is our mailing list if you'd like to stay up to date with our development. These are the other members of the team that stream. Check out their channels if you haven't already. We all kind of stream, you know, our various areas. There are some overlap. My streams are generally level design, shader art, environment art, that type of thing. That is our YouTube channel. You get caught up on past VODs. If you are watching on YouTube, please remember, like, subscribe, comment below, all that fun stuff. Click the bell. The more engagement we get with those metrics, the more likely it is the algorithm will recommend M&M content to others. So that's a good way to help us spread the word of the game. Other than that, there should be a link below to my Twitch channel, Pages the Ranger. If you click on the link, follow the channel, you get a notification whenever I go live. You can also opt into Discord notifications, so when anybody on the team goes live, you can get a notification. Other than that, I think that is going to be it for me today, guys. Thank you so much to everybody, especially all my subscribers. Always appreciate the generosity. I'm going to try to get an extra stream in this week on probably Friday. So keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure on the time when it's going to start or not, but since I'm on spring break and I'll be doing M&M work more than likely anyways, I figured I'd give you guys an extra stream. But other than that, guys, I will catch you all Friday. Later.